Unmute. We'll open it up and find out. No, I think it's just the music.
Yeah, just the music. Sound.
All right, let's go. You guys have anything to talk about?
Sure. I'm sure I can think of something.
Well, that's what you get paid to do, is think of something.
Wait, we're getting paid?
That's what nobody's getting paid to do. Wink.
There we go.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was talking to someone about somebody editing my videos, and it's like super expensive, which I guess I could assume.
Well, I mean, do you think like is it? I assume it's their pricing coming to you. Is it like per video?
Yeah. Well, it's like, so what I did was I was talking to Jokey while I was having this conversation, and it's like the last person I talked to quit before I sent him a video, so I don't necessarily want to, go through that again. So I will pay apparently a more fair rate, and that fair rate is over $40 an hour.
Oh my god! Holy shit! Fuck it, I'll edit your videos for you.
Well, the thing is, they're good, Grim.
I mean, give me a week. I'll dedicate some time.
I'll learn.
I used to edit my own videos. I didn't do a lot of editing, but let me download some software real quick, and I'll start learning some of it.
Well, now like if you want to earn some side money, learning how to edit videos is a good way.
Yeah,
Seems about.
clearly.
All right, Merman, thanks. Have a good stream. I would be on your stream, but when I'm on YouTube, I do not have the bandwidth. Oh, I appreciate that, Aaron, but I'm not necessarily trying to steal you away. Yes, I am. Fuck Merman.
I mean, he already mentioned in the chat at least once, like, isn't O-Log stream on YouTube today? It's like, yes, it is.
That's the kind of fans I need.
Right? Kind we all need.
Right.
It's nice to have all those followers, but it doesn't really help with views.
How you doing today, Aaron? But yeah, $40 an hour, isn't that a lot?
Well, I mean, I think it. Well, I mean, if you're not really probably making any sort of income off of YouTube itself, so I guess it really comes down to what your output is going to be and what sort of I don't know, increase in your subscribers or whatever tangible net positive you're going to get from it to, I guess, really
We'll say, I
validate
guess,
that much money. I don't know.
I guess that's the thing, isn't it? Like, I need to make sure that, like, this is
Like, they got to be
my
performing.
issue.
Yeah.
I'm good. It's been a good day. I had the day off, so like, I really didn't do much. I tried to play in a Rocket League tournament this afternoon with Merman.
Yeah, Merman sent me a message about it just as I was like, just getting off to like go grocery shopping and do some other stuff. I was like, damn, dude, bad timing.
It happens.
Yeah.
My internet was taking a shit all afternoon, so like just a big old dookie. Hey, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Which I'm guessing if you're here right now, you subscribe, but you haven't thumbs up.
2 people haven't.
I know. You need that logarithm going in my favor.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why I keep getting these comments like, you know, everybody beats games all the time.
I don't.
There's nothing all that special about beating Code Veronica. I took an extra day to do it, but it is what it is.
That probably sounded horrible for you guys. Let me move around my headset. I have not watched the new episode of WandaVision. I keep forgetting that show exists.
Oh my god.
Oh, you haven't watched it?
I haven't.
Okay, well, I guess I missed that earlier. I thought you said you did.
No.
Alright, well, no spoilers then.
I will watch it immediately after this.
Watch it right now while we're waiting.
While we're
Yeah,
waiting.
just watch it now. We'll talk about something else. It's
Yeah,
only like
just watch
46. It's only 46 minutes long.
So for like a third of the stream or podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what you call this. But one of our tags is nerds.
That's what it is.
It's also hashtags. We have hashtags. So hopefully that breaks the logarithm. I appreciate that, Aaron. Yeah. No spoilers.
So it was officially claimed or put out that the new Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, is going to be 4 hours and 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that comes out relatively soon, doesn't it?
Yeah, it comes out in
March sometime?
Mid-March, I thought.
March.
Yeah.
And then March, was it 30? March, like even March, Kong versus Godzilla. And the director, the director even claimed that even he's been watching Godzilla since he was a kid, and that he hated the whole fact where everybody always argued about it. So he said that in this movie, there will be a clear winner. So.
And well, spoilers, because if he's been watching Godzilla since he was a kid, the answer is probably Godzilla.
I don't know about that one. I don't know.
Was it Donkey Kong or Badonkey Kong?
Well, first off, there's already been 2 Godzilla King Kong movies in the past. Those have existed.
I've seen one of them.
The more interesting thing is just, and they did a good job with the trailer, they don't really give away who the actual like villain monster of the movie is. Although speculation is that it's Mechagodzilla, and that they just got like a flesh or something over the mechanical parts, which makes a lot of sense. I was always saying it
We're
probably
all
be
American in this stream.
I almost wanted to say it was going to be Mecha Ghidorah, but then I was like, oh, actually, it makes way more sense that it'd probably just be Mecha Godzilla.
Are you talking about who's this guy? That's Jokey.
He was here last time.
Yeah.
Who is the only non-American?
Did he ask that? Who's?
Why'd you lower yourself, Jokey? Now you're like barely in it.
I think it was supposed to be a
Were you
less
trying to say
way of saying non-white person.
Who's the non-white guy there? I was here last time.
Well, Aaron, unfortunately, if you've not seen Godzilla past 2000, you're missing out. Because although I don't really like the 2014 Godzilla, I think it's not very good.
It isn't. They showed 20 minutes of Godzilla
but the last one was pretty good. Godzilla King of the Monsters was pretty fucking good.
Well, because it
also,
had
Shin Godzilla is pretty good if you like older styled Godzillas, but it's also a Japanese movie. But Shin Godzilla is pretty decent too. It's got a really weird part.
That's my favorite. Shin Godzilla.
When Godzilla's in his like larval form and he's got googly eyes for some reason, that was fucking weird. That was really weird, man. That was really, really weird.
Oh, I'm laughing at Aaron in the chat.
Okay, but I didn't catch his name. I didn't want to say Mexican. Oh, that's fine.
He's the token minority. It's okay.
He knows what he is.
Yeah, that's the only reason he's here.
And he would only be half right, though. Because I'm only half Mexican, so what's up?
Damn.
The other half is sexy as fuck.
I got it.
Yeah, there you go.
That's why I'm here.
That means you're only half sexy, though.
Hey, at least I'm some sexy. Look myself in the mirror every day and be like, "You're half sexy, man."
Yeah, that's
so we're just.
Aaron, you started out the comment as, I'm not trying to be racist. Anytime anybody says anything, racist shit comes out of their mouth.
Somebody says that. It's like that I'm not trying to be racist, but...
Yeah, it's the old vine with the girl at like high school or college where she's like, not to be racist, but Asian people, and then she just starts laughing.
Yeah.
And then I like the people who actually edited that video. Like, she goes, I'm not trying to be racist, and then it turns into an anime. It's like she like shoots a beam out of her mouth. Like, it's perfect. If you haven't seen it, I'll definitely send it to you guys. I think it's fun.
It's always good. Doesn't help I'm from Arkansas.
I don't know what that means.
I also, southern state. Southern conservative state. I don't know.
Yeah. Yoki's people mow my lawn here.
I mean, look. To be fair, it's the land of Walmart, so that's also got to count against them for something.
We have Walmart also.
No, but Walmart is from Arkansas.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes, but so is Bill Clinton. So blowjobs and Walmart. That's what it's known for.
I'm assuming white people are the dominant demographic in Arkansas.
Yeah, I mean, aren't they everywhere?
They are not. They are not where I'm from.
In the entire state, not specifically like a town or city.
In the entire state, yes, because the people that don't live in the cities, there's barely anyone out there. Like most of the Michigan demographic is in the major cities. It's farm. You're looking it up right now.
I am looking it up right now because I'm actually very curious about this.
We have.
No, you're way wrong.
No way.
It is as of this is a 2019 race and ethnicity. White alone is 7 million. Black or African next closest is 1.3.
Yeah, but isn't there like every other race there?
I mean, yeah, there's Hispanics is 500,000. Asians is like 325,000. 2 or more races is 260,000. Then it goes American Indian, Alaskan Native. Some other race alone is 10,000. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. And somehow you have Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islander is 1,900 as of 2019.
That just doesn't seem right.
There's not that much of my people out there now.
No, I just don't see that many white people. And I don't even live in Detroit proper.
No, well, that was my point, though. You're saying I'm not looking at just specifically Detroit because my argument's not specifically a city. I'm sure if I looked at Detroit, it'd probably be Detroit is different. It's 78%. I don't know what year this is pulling from. Is Black or African American? Well, whites is 14.7%.
Yeah, I guess if you consider, I wasn't considering like the western side of Michigan, where it's There's actually a lot of people out that way. We consider that Chicago anyway. It's dead to us.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there's an interesting, like, if you're looking at specifically just percentages demographic wise, and you're comparing Detroit City to Michigan as a whole, you see 78% in Detroit is Black or African American, whereas white is only 14. But then it's almost the complete opposite for the entire state, where 79% is white, 14% is African American, which means what, like 12 point something percent of the people who are Black or African American are in Detroit, or something crazy like that would be the statistic, and not anywhere else in the state.
That's changing slowly over time. It has been changing.
I do. My TV's up on the ceiling, basically.
One of these days, you're gonna have to like move that. I don't know if D-pad is coming. You seem to be pretty tired.
Oh, I'm actually on the census.gov website. I was like, they got some interesting stats on here. Detroit only has a 47% owner-occupied housing between 2015 and 2019.
Yep.
So more than half the people don't occupy a house.
Yeah, the rest of the people are slumlords.
Seems about right.
Well, at least 82% of you have households with computers. And only 64% have broadband internet subscription.
Yeah, because like I said, outside of the major cities, it's like trees and corn. Like, not a joke. Trees and corn. I don't think we grow any other crops. We might have some, like...
You guys grow cows out there?
Yeah, we do.
Damn. Dang.
Dude, picking those is very, very hard.
I bet, man.
You gotta get them when they're small. Then put them in water afterwards. Let them sprout out. I don't know.
In Mexico, we just usually make them in carne asada. I found the video. I sent it to you guys.
I didn't even know about the new Batman movie. Is it Batflick?
No. The new one coming out that's just Batman, or maybe it's The Batman, is Robert Pattinson. And they've released like a sort of teaser kind of trailer. Just because everything, production, I'm pretty sure, got stopped halfway through because of COVID.
What do you guys think of him as an actor?
Oh, he's a great actor. He's a great actor.
I've only seen him in a couple, actually.
I was gonna say, if the only thing you really know him from is like Twilight or romantic roles, do yourself a favor and go watch the movie Good Times, which is a great one where he's like a criminal guy. Shit, what was the other one?
Wait,
Robert Pattinson.
He is Batman?
Yes.
He's Batman.
He's a really good actor, though. He's a very good actor. Let me try and think here. What was I saying? Yeah. So I mean, there's like Good Time that he's great in. The Lighthouse, he's fantastic in. I mean, he was great in Tenet too. If you've seen Tenet. Devil All the Time.
I haven't even seen Tenet yet.
He's like the second lead in the movie. Devil All the Time, which is a Netflix movie. He plays like a creepy molester priest guy, which is pretty fun. Like fun in a like it's a different role that you've not seen him in before, kind of thing. Although that movie's all sorts of fucked up.
Alright, I sent it to both of you. Boom.
Alright, well, I mean, he's like 6'1", so I guess that's not terrible. I thought he was shorter. I thought it was like a Tom Cruise playing Batman. I'm just not down with that. Like, I'm very against short people playing tall roles.
Wow, thanks.
How tall is Batman supposed to be?
Batman's actually really short. He's actually 5'7". Comic.
No, he isn't.
6'2".
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's 6'2". Batman's tall. He's actually, I think he's taller than Superman.
Yeah, I think Superman's only like 6 foot because he's like average.
Well, Robert Pattinson is an inch shorter. He's only 6'1".
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but that's not like someone that's like 5'8" playing it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I also didn't agree with like originally Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine.
Superman's 6'3".
Oh, is he?
Oh, of course. He has to be 1 inch taller than Batman.
What a cunt.
Every time. They all DC. You never cease to amaze me, man. Come on. 1 inch. Oh, Superman's 6'3", by the way.
Yeah, but Aaron, real quick, to everybody who thinks that Robert Pattinson is only the guy from Twilight, they just haven't watched any of his movies since then. He's done a ton of stuff.
Doesn't that say things about his quality of acting?
No, because all of he's done a lot of independent movies where he can really like flex his skills and do like different roles and not
So
be
did
stuck
Hayden
with, like,
Christensen.
yeah, in some of those movies, he's actually really good at. Some of those movies he's actually been good at.
To be fair, what's his name?
Hayden
Mark
Christensen's
Hamill was whiny in the first movies also.
yeah, but Hayden Christensen's biggest problem was they just let George Lucas do whatever the fuck he wants, and George Lucas is not shouldn't just be given free reign to do whatever.
Really?
Like he's not. I mean, that's the biggest weakness of those first movies is there was nobody to tell him like no or to stop him from doing whatever the fuck he wanted to do. Whereas in the original trilogy, it wasn't him directing them, and there were people to go no, we're not doing that. That's a little too much.
Isn't that why a stormtrooper hit his head walking through a doorway?
I think that was probably just some sort of fuck up.
It was, and they're like, fuck it, we'll leave it.
Or it's just one of those things nobody even actually noticed. I'm still baffled by how shit gets by in modern times. Like there was in Mandalorian last season somewhere, there was a guy just sitting in the background with like a t-shirt and jeans, and it's like, how did nobody editing this or shooting it or anything notice the guy standing there? How did that get published and nobody realized it?
Well, you guys saw the okay, have you ever seen the TV show Community?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a scene where they're like walking out of like a building, and in the background you see two extras walk out of a different door, and one's a female and she's like wiping her mouth, and the guy behind her is like zipping up his pants.
I don't think I ever noticed that.
Let me see if I can find the video.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess it's a GIF.
A GIF?
Well, good thing I'm not sharing my screen or something, and I should have known better.
You did not Google the right thing, did you?
No. No. So when I searched it,
Posted the link.
I found the clip, but when I searched it, like the Reddit posts for it first kind of came up, and they're all titled like "blowjob" in the background. And then I clicked on videos, and it's just a bunch of porn videos of blowjobs, and I was like, "Yep."
Whoops.
Yeah.
Definitely got into that one.
I should have known better.
No, I wasn't ready.
That the drug dealer on
So
drugs.
the next stimulus.
Oh wait,
check
they
might be
talked about it on like and then I clicked on videos, and it's just wait,
What?
they talk about this in like a commentary track.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to see it where it's at.
I just
Oh.
dropped a link.
No, I was like watching the clip, and I was still trying
Oh.
to see where the hell it was actually happening. That's funny.
Top 5 Batmans. Number 1 is Keaton for me always. Number 2 is
Are we-
Adam
wait, are
West
we talking about-
because
Batman, like live action Batmans, or any Batman?
if it's any Batman, the animated
If
series Batman is
Yeah, I was
definitely
gonna say, if
top
it's-
3.
If it's any Batman, I'd probably always say Kevin Conroy is number 1 for me.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree with that.
even live
Kevin
action,
Conroy.
there's only been what, like maybe 6 of them.
What are you talking
There's
about?
Adam West,
Adam West, Michael Keaton.
Oh, duh, Val Kilmer, George Clooney, fucking Christian Bale, and
Ben Affleck,
Ben Affleck,
and now
I
Robert
guess
Pattinson,
We can't really. Yeah, that's only
and
6.
Kevin Conroy, and then Batman Beyond.
No, but if we said live action,
live action.
Yeah, live action.
Roger Smith. Wait, who are these people he's listing?
They're voice actors. They've got it. Yeah, they're voice actors because he said Conroy #1. So
Oh,
Reno Romero must be one of the random movies. Can tell you he did a lot of Curious George.
Okay, we'll go top 2, and that's very easy. Michael Keaton was the best Bruce Wayne, but Christian Bale was easily the best Batman.
I can see that.
Michael Keaton has a very subtle charm in that movie.
Yeah.
Whereas George Clooney was just
top-
George Clooney in a
top
rubber
5
suit.
Top 5 is just hard to do because there's so few of them. It's like, which one did you like the least? And then it's really like, is it Val Kilmer or George Clooney? Which one did you not? Which one did you like the least out of those two? Really?
Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer's been in like 6 good movies, and they were good movies despite him, not because of him. All right, name 6 good movies because of Val Kilmer.
Because of Val Kilmer, I don't. I'd have to.
Name 1 good movie because of Val Kilmer that's not Willow.
I mean, Tombstone is significantly better because of him.
I love that movie.
He's like barely in it.
What are you talking about? He's one of the main characters in it. Doc Holliday is like the secondary plot of that entire movie. Everything between him and Ringo, what's his face?
I'll be your Huckleberry.
I wonder if there's like a screen time calculator.
There probably is. He's definitely but the two like main draws of that movie are is Val Kilmer and Kurt Russell, and then that's it. Like Bill Paxton's in it, I think, if I remember right. But the two leads of that movie are Val Kilmer and Kurt Russell.
I mean, he's at best a supporting character. He's not a lead. He's not in that movie as much as you think he is.
He's the secondary plot point of that movie.
I'm telling you, he's not in that movie as much as you think he is. You feel like he's in that movie a lot, but a lot of time he's just in that fucking hospital.
That's definitely the
I'm just saying, like, he was good in that movie. But, like, you can't say that movie is good just because of him.
I'm not saying it was good just because of him. I think
It improved it a lot.
Yeah, I think it's
So
improved.
you're saying that nobody else could be Doc Holliday? There couldn't have been a better choice. Because
I don't know.
I say Johnny Depp could have done the exact same role.
In 93, was Johnny Depp even acting at that point? When
Yeah,
did
he
the first
was.
Nightmare on Elm Street come
Because that
out?
was after 21 Jump Street. Hello.
Yeah, but for movies,
Yeah.
I mean, there's still a jump between.
Johnny Depp was definitely in movies in 93.
I'm trying to see if he did anything like really significant. Oh, I guess Edward Scissorhands probably and Crybaby. Yeah, he was too busy doing 4 other movies before. Well,
Yeah,
never
he was
mind.
in Benny and June, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, and Arizona Dream, and well, what
Dr.
stuff is that's nothing. I mean, he did Ed Wood.
Yeah, the next year.
And I know, I'm just saying, he was in Platoon. Come on.
Yeah, but those first 3 movies aren't like massive roles. Like Nightmare on Elm Street, he literally didn't even audition. He showed up and got a role for that movie because they're like, I think he could die good.
Yeah, but what about Edward Scissorhands and Crybaby and Platoon?
No, that's what I was saying. Yeah, a few years right before that, he was in bigger.
I mean,
movies.
Benny and June would probably be his like
And no, I don't think at that point in time,
biggest role by '93.
I don't think Johnny Depp could do a Doc Holliday.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
We went from Edward Scissorhands to Don Juan DeMarco. What couldn't he do? I think your list is pretty spot on if we're going any Batmans. I mean, I don't agree with it. It's not my list, but sure.
Man, I don't know. That's hard. I mean, if it was any Batman, Conroy's like always gonna be my number one.
Conroy is Batman as far as I'm concerned, or at least the voice of.
It's the same with the argument of like the Joker. Mark Hamill's always gonna be Joker to me.
That laugh.
He's always gonna be Joker to me. I love his story about that laugh. That he was literally just on the highway driving, laughing to himself like a madman. You know what's funny? He's putting his Jokers in the chat. I went to the midnight screening for the Dark Knight, and obviously the movie's great. But as we were leaving, just to annoy people, because Brokeback Mountain had obviously come out before that, I was going, "Yeah, Ledger was good, but he was definitely better in Brokeback Mountain." And some guy was like, "What the fuck did you say?" And I was like, "Dude, chill out, calm down."
To be fair, Val Kilmer had only been in like Top Gun and Willow, really. Like, I would not say he was huge in Real McCoy, and The Doors was not that big of a film.
He like nominated for something for that movie?
Yeah, he was nominated for a lot of movies.
I mean, I'd say that shows a bit more.
Oh, actually, no, he was not nominated for a lot of movies.
Yeah, I mean, Top Gun, again, secondary leading man, basically in that movie.
He was secondary to Willow.
Yeah.
I don't know why you were placing timeout. I didn't do it. I don't even see it.
Now, you know, I'll tell you, I mean, Heat would be no different whether he was in it or not. That role could be played by anybody, because he's mostly just a background person.
All right, he was pretty good in The Saint. Wait, why isn't Phoenix on your list for Jokers?
Yeah, Phoenix should be.
See, I don't know enough of the people by like name, and I don't watch enough the animated shows or movies to have like, oh yeah, this guy was significantly better than the guy who did it last time.
And Jack Nicholson isn't on his list.
Yeah, I don't know. I could never get into Gotham.
Where does he get these wonderful toys? Great line.
You want to hit a guy with glasses, would you? Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
I think he's the most quotable Joker.
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
Maybe.
the only real Heath Ledger quote is, you know how I got this smile? Or wait, why so serious?
Do you know how I got these scars?
Yeah.
Let's put no. And here we go.
Yeah, that's all right.
The magic trick thing, whatever that was. Ta-da! It's gone. Or shoot, what it is? I don't know. There are some other things, but I mean, I don't know. And there's only been what, like, I guess if you count the TV show, 5 live action Jokers. There's Nicholson, Ledger, Leto, the guy from that TV show, I guess.
Ledger.
Maybe only 4?
Phoenix.
Oh, and Phoenix. There you go. Yeah.
Wait. I don't know. Yeah, sure. That sounds right. I'm okay with that.
I mean, my
I think there's been more Punishers than Jokers.
Yeah.
I think you might be right.
No, there's only been 4 Punishers.
I was gonna say live action and specifically movie wise, there's only been one good Punisher.
Which
and
one?
that was Thomas Jane or whatever.
Okay.
He's great for that role. He's fucking great for that role.
Dolph Lundgren was pretty good Punisher. This is a terrible movie.
I don't remember. Yeah.
No, they thought they could just put martial artists in a movie and it'd be a good movie. They didn't really choreograph anything. They just like kind of let it flow.
For what?
The Dolph Lundgren Punisher. And that doesn't work because like real martial arts fights are like not as good as choreographed. Crouching
It's
Tiger
also
taught us
not
that.
what the Punisher does.
He
Well,
does
The first Thomas Jane Punisher movie isn't great, but at least it feels like a Punisher movie.
Sure.
I don't know. I wouldn't say Leto would be last on your list because I don't think he's gotten a fair shake and people didn't like his costume.
He definitely didn't get a fair chance. Although that might change with depending on how much he's in the
Next
Justice League thing. I mean, it's pretty surprising to see him in there at all, but you know, maybe he'll get some like decent lines or things to do and he'll be face to face with Batman, so he could actually do something other than that horrendous first Suicide Squad movie.
Yep.
That movie was, oh man, what a mess.
Yeah, you would think that if you put Will Smith in a movie, it'd be decent.
I mean, to be fair, Will Smith is like one of the highlights of that movie, but he's just playing Will Smith basically, which is all he's really done for the last like 10 years or so. I don't know that he's tried in anything for a long time. You like the 60s? What was that guy's name? He was Hispanic. Something. I don't remember. But that 60s Joker was so funny that they just Cesar Romero. They painted over his mustache, and you could still see it through the white face paint.
Well, Will Smith hasn't been in a lot of movies the last 10 years. Realistically, he hasn't been in that many movies.
I was saying 10 years just as like a general statement. There's very few things I think I've actually... Well, I take that back. I guess maybe, what was it, Collateral or whatever, the movie about the concussions that football players get.
Yeah.
He was trying that, but...
Concussion. Collateral Beauty is a different movie entirely.
Yeah, Concussion, there you go, whatever.
Yeah, he played someone that barely spoke English.
Yeah. Oh man, I hate when people bring up I Am Legend. What a not good movie. It's not a good movie.
To be fair, I don't think any movie that has like one person as the main character for most of the film can be that great. I think your peak is Castaway. Oh, like you weren't sad when he lost Wilson.
No, I mean, I'm just saying there's been a number
Wilson
of them that are held pretty high regards. Like, I think it's called Locked with Tom Hardy, where he's basically in a car by himself the whole time, and he talks to some people on like phone calls, and I think that's it. But yeah, I mean, like you got to be a really strong actor to pull something like that off. or the material, I guess, just has to be really good. I Am Legend, it's not that interesting of a story, and yeah, they just never really did anything with it.
Well, it was the height of like big time AAA zombie movies.
Yeah.
World War Z and all that wasn't far from that. Yeah, Pursuit of Happiness was a way better example of Will Smith acting.
Yeah.
What?
That one was good.
Yeah, but a dog dying doesn't make a movie good.
Damn. The hell.
I mean, we don't know that. The movie ends before we know if the world gets fixed. It doesn't. Any ending to that movie was A, not soon enough, and B, not going to be good. Hancock, I Am Legend, Concussion, the Planet movie with Jada Smith. You mean Jaden Smith?
Oh, After Earth.
After Earth? Yeah, what a pile of garbage that was.
That was a horrible movie.
The movie where he's helping Kevin Smith on how to date women.
Hitch.
And do you mean Kevin James? Definitely not Kevin Smith.
They're very different people.
Totally different people. He's helping Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith doesn't need help. He snatched up his wife almost immediately after meeting her.
And she's posed in Playboy.
You sure about that one?
Pretty sure he talked about it.
Interesting. I wonder how, well, I don't know. I guess maybe she was like a journalist or something. That's pretty interesting that you turn in a career path, I guess. I just still like that he somehow convinced his wife that it's okay to name their daughter Harley Quinzel.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. Honestly,
It is. I mean, that's really not the worst. Harley's not a terrible name. I knew a guy who really into Star Wars, also super religious. His first child, I forget the first name, but I kid you not, his middle name is Kenobi.
That's awesome.
There was some sort of compromise there for sure. It's nuts.
You know, he was like, "Come on, just please." She's like, "We're not gonna call him that."
I mean, that's not the worst. People are out there naming their kid like Rock.
Yeah.
Or whatever. There's some awful names out there.
Don't disrespect the dog. Oh. Originally, the ending was finding out he was the monster and the zombies are an intelligent life form.
Yeah. Right, but that's not a very original story to realize that the humans are the problem and that the creature isn't actually the problem. Like that's a lot of horror movies. I mean, The Happening is the same story. Polluting the planet and the planet's fighting back and killing them. But it's still a shitty movie. Now, The Happening is obviously way worse than I Am Legend. Still.
I mean, it's not like I Am Legend's gonna make the top 20 worst films of all time.
Right.
Or even top 10 worst films the year it came out.
Right.
Top 20. I don't know how many films came out that year. I'm not gonna make that bold of a statement.
I mean, yeah, I just don't think it's good. I think it's whatever. It's serviceable. It's fine. It's pretty middle of the road, but it's not something that I would. It's weird. You know, everybody has their own opinions, but there's always that thing, and this gets brought up a lot. I have a hard time when people are like, "What's your favorite movie ever?" Like, I can't pinpoint like a singular movie as like this I hold above everything else or whatever. But I always like when the question is like, what's a really popular movie you don't like? Like, what's a movie that everybody likes that you just don't? That's the more fun question. Or like maybe there's a movie everybody says is shitty, but you do like it. Olag, did you disappear from your own stream?
He did. It's like, okay, I gotta go, guys.
All right, goodbye.
You asked him that question. He goes, okay, this is too personal now. I gotta go. Krim is getting way too into this, so I'm gonna have to stop this now.
Yeah. If you let me just run on movies, I'll just keep talking until you tell me to shut up. I'll just keep going.
Okay,
We're talking.
I'm back. I just didn't want to interrupt you, Krim, so I just got up and walked out because I was like, "He's a dick."
All right, Olag, all the pressure's on you. What's your favorite movie ever? Go.
There is no such thing.
Good answer.
No,
I was so
like, there's a lot of movies that I like and I think are amazing, and there's movies that I can watch all the time. They might not be the same movies.
right. Yeah, no, we were talking about that in my stream the other day, and the streamer J-Rad, also a real big movie guy. I think Deephead or somebody asked like, "Oh, what's your favorite movie?" I was like, "Oh, I can't answer that question." And then for some, I think anybody who would consider themselves like really big into movies would probably have a hard time answering that question. J-Rad's like, "That's easy. I can answer that question." I was like, "Well, all right. Well, fuck me then. I guess I don't know. I mean, I can point out like my favorite Christmas movie of all time, bar none, is "It's a Wonderful Life." I don't think anything's ever going to change that. Yeah, I love "It's a Wonderful Life." I love it.
Oh, Lord of the Rings movies? I don't like them.
How about The Hobbit?
Yeah, fuck them.
I was gonna say, if he doesn't like Lord of the Rings, do you think he's gonna like The Hobbit?
Peter Jackson can just burn in hell.
Oh damn! What'd he ever do to you?
He made 6 shitty movies that ruined my childhood.
Really?
Well, first off, J.R.R. Tolkien is super overrated. Super overrated. Half the time he's talking about how shiny fucking buttons are.
Yes, one of my fondest memories is attempting to read The Hobbit, and The Hobbit starts off with a very long explanation of how golf was invented by like a goblin getting its head cut off and rolled into a hole or some bullshit like that. And I was like, okay, what does this have to do with anything?
No, he rabbit trails throughout the whole damn thing. It's like he has ADHD and just wrote a bunch of things down, and then someone else compiled into an actual story. But it's a long walk in the fucking woods that could have ended by riding eagles. Like, long story short, ride the flying fucking giant eagles and it's done. Not many movies can be concluded that easily. Like, none of the story had to happen. None of it. Why the hobbits? Because they wouldn't use it for evil, except for, like, they almost did every time, except for somebody saved them.
I'm pretty sure that's not the explanation.
Well, what is?
I think the explanation was that most people don't really notice or pay attention to hobbits.
Yeah.
The story is that most people ignore them.
You know who most people don't notice? Everybody. You don't notice anybody ever walking down the street. If a hobbit were to walk by while you're walking through a city, you'd be like, what the fuck is that guy and where's the shoes? Yeah, these little bodies. No, I'm not. I just had my first sip of alcohol in like a week. Oh, well, no, since that stream my stream crashed. No, I am not. I'm just saying Hobbit sucks. Though that song was dope.
Which one? They're taking the Hobbit's Isengard?
No, the Cold Misty Mountain one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
have a weird like Mandela effect on the Fellowship of the Ring movie. I very distinctly remember when I first saw that in theaters, way back when it came out, like 2003 or whatever, that at the end, when Boromir is shot by the arrows and killed, I swear, even to this day, from seeing that movie, that he was shot with 3 arrows, and then like broke the arrows off and kept fighting, and then was shot with more arrows. And I swear that that's what happened, but I'm pretty sure every time I've watched the movie since, that is not how it happens. And he just
No.
gets like shot by arrows and falls over.
That
No,
is
I
what
don't-
happened.
I don't know. I feel like I remember it slightly different from how it actually happens in the
Are
movie.
you sure you're not thinking of the old man from Braveheart?
No.
Just he gets shot by the arrow and breaks it off and keeps fighting. It was a joke. I don't remember that movie. I watched it. I watched it in the theaters. I
did watch it in theaters. He did break the arrows and kept fighting.
I feel like that's not how it actually happens, though. I've not watched them in a number of years at this point, but I swear that there was something in the movie that I distinctly remembered as a kid, and then like the second time I watched it, I was like, wait a minute, where's that part?
Wait, so they're very weak. So if the ring took them over, they wouldn't be that big of a threat. I mean, that makes some sense. But what about the fucking flying eagles?
But what about the Eagles? What about the Eagles?
Why didn't
What about-
Gandalf just like grab them and be like, let's go?
Well, I think there's an actual like in world lore behind that of like there's some sort of contract you have to have with these eagles or something, and they don't just show up to do things or whatever. Because I think like the canon story, but you know, none of that's like
It wasn't
explained,
written in the
and it's
book.
yeah, exactly. None of it's like explained or put out, and it's just something that comes later on to be like, oh yeah, explain away plot holes or whatever.
Yeah, you can't retcon something and expect me to like be like, oh, no, well that fucking fixes it. Like you can't add lore in the background and be like, well, they couldn't use the eagles because their feathers were molting.
I mean, I like Lord of the Rings, but one of my favorite things ever with the series is that there's like 6 wizards, which are beings from a completely different like planet or world. They're basically gods, and they come to this planet, and then all of them forget pretty much everything about each other and the world and where they come from. And it's the weirdest fucking thing. It's so weird.
Yeah,
Patriot.
Patriot.
is pretty fun. There's a badass scene in that movie where a cannonball like tears somebody's leg off.
Yeah, they actually used an amputee to do that scene.
Yeah.
No,
I'm watching that history class and be like, whoa, what the
Braveheart and
fuck?
Patriot are very good examples of great movies I can't watch over and over again. For one, I don't have that time. And 2, like they're like they feel long. They aren't just like you watch it and time flies away. Like you know every minute of every second by the 3rd time you watch it. It's just long movies, long ass movies.
Yeah, and I was talking about this the other day. I was like, maybe the closest thing I could say to being a favorite movie would have been, I don't know, like 15 years ago. I probably maybe would have said just Back to the Future. But I've also watched that movie. I've seen that movie so many times.
I love those movies.
I don't think I've watched it in like 10 years, just the first one. And the last time I watched it, I felt like it just felt long.
I'd be Michael J. Fox's side chick.
It was it got to the point of just I've seen that movie so many times that it's just like, all right, come on, get on with it. Is this over yet? I still like it. It's a great movie. I just, you know, at some point there's like I've seen this too many times.
What's that joke? Michael J. Fox opened up a ice cream shop, but they only serve shakes.
Somebody was making that joke the other day of something like, if you're friends with, I don't know how the joke went, but something like if you were friends with Michael J. Fox and he was taking a bath, just throw your laundry in with him.
Oh wow!
I'd just be a washing machine for you.
No, I feel like what is it? Saving Private Ryan is a war movie that you can get caught up in. and not like you. I mean, you can't watch it every week, but you can watch that movie like after a year or so and still get caught up in that movie. That's an emotional movie.
Yeah.
They filmed that very well.
Yeah, there's definitely war movies that I would never want to watch again, or maybe once every like 5 years.
Like Braveheart, Mel Gibson like just plays around with like frames per second and like slows things down, and just like it's the same with The Patriot. Like he just goes to these like scenes where it's like in the middle of battle and there'll be like a drawn out moment forever. It needs to be 30 seconds and it'll be 3 minutes. Like, come on. And he was actually very creative with his filmmaking, and that's cool. But it makes for a long fucking movie.
Yeah.
Last Samurai is another good example of the Braveheart Patriot thing. You feel how long it is. It's a good movie. I think Tom Cruise does good movies. That's an unpopular opinion. I think the longer his career goes, the worse his movies get. But we'll see what Top Gun 2 does. Hey, what's up, Zerkrai? How you doing? Is teal real? Every soldier on the battlefield is real. Do they really die? I don't think that's legal.
The 1970 Waterloo?
Okay, are you scrolling through your social media?
I am.
I can see it on your glasses, fucker.
Yeah, you had to back up far enough.
What are you talking about? I can see Google on yours.
No, I know. I'm looking up what this Waterloo movie is to see what his. Because sometimes they'll. It's very. The most recent movie that does this, where it claims or leads on that something is real or like actually happened, or these people aren't actors, is like Paranormal Activity. The marketing for that was very heavy to be like, oh, this is all. Ooh, it's security footage from their house. Everything's real, and then it's, obviously not.
Right.
But there's a very, very famous one, the Cannibal Holocaust movie from way back when, where it's actually banned in many countries because, it's really banned in a lot of countries because they actually do kill a number of animals in that movie. Like, there's parts where they literally just like grab a turtle out of a pond and just cut its head off, and that's all real, and it's it's super fucked up. But it's also filmed like super low budget, whatever. There's also like a snake and some other stuff, so they kill like multiple.
Yeah, fuck snakes, but turtles.
They found on the ground. I don't know, but when the movie first came out, big marketing for it was that it's supposed to be a found footage movie, and that the people who were filming all of this actually were killed by natives, because there's parts where it's very gory of people being like spiked straight through their body and all that stuff. And the marketing and everything played that it actually happened, to the point of like the director was actually arrested thinking that he did allow people to just get like murdered to film it, and that it was a snuff film. None of that actually turned out to ever be true, obviously, except for the animal killing parts.
Which makes me sadder than the human killing parts.
Right. Apparently oh, well, never mind. I was going to say Waterloo looks like it's pretty good, but never mind. I'm just trying to find the...
So, Jokey, how many followers do you have on social media since you're on it? Are you on IG?
I was on IG. Literally just put it down. Hold on.
I can see it.
Yeah, just get a little closer to the camera. Maybe we'll read off what it says.
Like 200.
That's more than me.
Dang
You could have said
Yeah,
you could have said like 50. Maybe more than me.
20, 25.
Yeah. We'd be about even. 25. That sounds pretty even.
Yeah, I'm not good with social media stuff.
Which is like a big part of being a content creator.
Yeah.
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 Have you guys seen the new Pokemon stuff that's coming out?
No, what's it about?
They got
New.
They're making 3 new games. They're doing Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl that they're basically remakes. And then Legends of Arceus. It's a brand new game that they're coming out with for Pokemon.
And
They're
also,
doing it for the celebration of it.
Post Malone is celebrating his 25th birthday at the same time that Pokemon is, apparently.
Oh wow!
Actually, I don't know that he's actually 25, but he's in all these
Is he 25?
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's also actually from this area.
Come on.
What area?
He's from a place called Plano in Texas, apparently. Or at least he went to school here or something. That's what I've been told or heard. Or whatever.
All right.
I don't personally give a shit, but
Well, you know, Ninja was grew up around me, so
yeah. So they moved to Grapevine, Texas, which isn't too far from here, and I guess he ended up going to a high school that's not too far away. Whether he graduated or dropped out or something, I don't know. I don't care.
neither does he.
I also don't care about any of that Pokemon stuff. I don't know. They're also they're making like an open world Pokemon game supposedly, which I don't really understand why. I mean, I get it because everything wants to be an open world game now, but I really don't know how Pokemon's gonna lend itself to that format, because even one of the biggest complaints that I'd always heard about The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was that the open world is empty. Like, there's not a lot happening.
As far as I'm concerned, Pokemon peaked in 2000 with the Pokemon movie where Ash Ketchum died and Pikachu brings him back to life with his lightning bolt. I teared up, not gonna lie. I mean, Misty. Stop. That was it. That was all I needed of Pokemon. I played the game in high school. I played card games. I was, did Pokemon Stadium. Saw that movie and I was like, this is it. This is the ending of the story I need. I'm good.
Was that the one that had the it had the short in the start of it that was like a vacation or something?
Maybe. It had Mewtwo in it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, Detective Pikachu is pretty good. I'll admit that, but I'm not a Pokemon fan.
I watched Detective Pikachu and it was whatever, but like it was just chasing.
I mean, it was much better than I was expecting it to be. I'll say that. I didn't think it was going to be good. I was pretty surprised by the whole thing in general.
I like Ryan Reynolds. He can do a lot of stuff, and I'll watch it.
I do like Ryan Reynolds. I don't like the guy who played the main character, Justice something, because the only other thing I'd seen him in was Jurassic World, and all he did in that movie was scream and whine like a little baby the entire time, and it really annoyed me.
I won't say Pokemon sucks because it might alienate my fan base.
Whatever. People like what they like. I think Pokemon, it's so weird. I think Nintendo gets by with things that people will complain about other companies or properties doing.
No, he's just wiggly.
Because every yeah, I don't know, I can't sit still. Every Nintendo property, whether it's Zelda, whether it's Mario, whether it's Pokemon, whatever, they're re-releasing the same thing over and over again with slight tweaks, which is the same thing people cry about with sports games and with Call of Duty and with other shooters, that they're releasing the same thing every single year and people are still buying it.
I don't understand. What do they expect to happen? Like, you're not going to create a whole new property with original thoughts every fucking year.
Right. I mean, I don't really care. I mean, usually, sometimes, there's enough tweaks or changes. Like, Call of Duty gets a bad rap, but it's like most of the people are only there to play multiplayer, and the multiplayer inherently can't really change that much. It's a first-person shooter with team-based or free-for-all game modes. There's not too much you can really change there. You'll get new maps, slightly new weapons, but the basic functionality is going to be the same. At least it's a different story every time, and sometimes they have additional like add-on things like the zombies or whatever. But like Pokemon, I just don't understand because it's literally just
the same game over
the same thing, except now instead of
they add monsters.
The first 150 Pokemon, now you've got like 151 to 200 or something. I don't know.
Once again, like creating like a new IP isn't exactly easy.
Right. I mean, I get it. My point is just, I think the same people who cry foul on all of these other games for doing that are also the same people who are buying every single Nintendo game.
The only issue I have with like some of those games is like not the fact that the idea is the same. They're coming out with something new. It's like they come up with new ways to take your money instead of like making new stuff.
I said that to D-Pad. I go, all of the stuff about the sports games and shooters and stuff, having those loot boxes after Star Wars Battlefront 2 came out, I was like, everybody was so up in arms about that, but all of you people buy both versions of those Pokemon games when they come out, and the only difference is like one's red and one's yellow or whatever. Or there's like a single Pokemon that's in one game and the other game.
Yeah, I think it was it Sword and Shield? I think there was like an 8 Pokemon difference.
Yeah, that's insane.
So
but
like
they're both the same exact price though. So you're spending
same exact price,
$60 or something twice.
That's why if you buy it with a friend, one friend buys one, and the other friend buys another. So
yeah, that makes sense to me.
That's assuming you have friends.
I think that was actually a lot of the original intent. Was that like you kind of trade Pokemons and whatnot?
Yeah,
because they made that interface for like trading just based off of that.
I used to work with this guy, and this still baffles me to this day, because I really can't believe that there's a market for this. But he used to get paid by people to, I guess in Pokemon you can like breed or hatch Pokemon or whatever, and he would get paid to do that for people and then give them whatever comes out of it.
Well, that's awesome.
Sure, but I could not wrap my brain around it. I could not understand. Why can't they do that themselves? I don't know. I guess it's time consuming or something, and he had the least amount of a life out of everybody, so he just had all the free time to do whatever you actually have to do in game for it. It was weird. It's weird.
I get pissed. Some updates old IPs like Elder Scrolls Online, like Elder Scrolls 6. But there's still actually a good following on Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
Like
that also doesn't
why.
mean that nothing is happening within Elder Scrolls 6, though.
Yeah, I mean, and you're thinking that the team itself is a certain size when these teams are massive with what needs to be done for the whole thing. Like, I know for what's it called? They were in like Anthem. Anthem just got 86 altogether because of the whole. They just wanted to move the entire team completely. Like to just give up an IP entirely to move an entire team, like something like that would be just a huge change. Because even them trying to do an overhaul on Anthem, it was still taking quite a bit of resources and personnel in order to work on it.
Right.
I mean, we're not talking about like 10 people in a room trying to fix it. We're talking about like huge amounts of people.
I agree. Every time Ryan Reynolds talked, I thought it was going to cost us Pikachu. And Bethesda is the worst at the cash grab. No, EA is, then Bethesda.
Then Bethesda. In that exact order.
Bethesda is like one of the worst at like not releasing like solid games.
Yeah. I mean, look at Fallout 76. Fallout 4 was great, and then 76 came out, and everybody just was like, okay, what is this? What is this heap of trash that I'm playing? I was actually, oh, go ahead.
No, I sometimes I forget Fallout 76 is even a thing.
I know, exactly. That's the thing. People want to forget about it. And I don't know. I
was never going to buy it because it always didn't look like it was going to be great. But I'm also not a massive fan of Fallout either. But
I'm not either. But I played Fallout 4. Well, I played Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls more than I played any of the other Fallout games.
I played Skyrim. I played Fallout 1, 2, 3, New Vegas. Wait, is that 3? New Vegas?
I think
No.
New Vegas was done by a different creator though.
No, so it's 1 and 2 are done by like Obsidian or whatever they were called before, and then they like closed and Bethesda or whoever bought the property, and they did Fallout 3, and then Obsidian, who was the original creators, did Fallout New Vegas on 3's engine, and then 4 and 76 or whatever. I mean, I don't really like the Elder Scrolls. I don't know. It's I just never really clicked with it, but I enjoy Fallout a bit more, but I'm still not like a massive Fallout fan.
Skyrim was great until every time I fast traveled, I'd have to fight a dragon. And then I deleted the game and like threw it away.
Isn't that the whole point of the game though?
Not every time. Do you know how much effort it takes to fight a dragon, even when you're like high skilled?
Is there just an unlimited number of dragons? Is there not like a...
Apparently, I don't know. Everywhere I fast traveled, there was already dragon bones there because they never go away apparently. And then like there'd be a new dragon I'd have to fucking fight, so it'd be piles and piles of dragon bones.
Yeah, I was under the assumption that there was a finite number of dragons in the game. But I don't know. I'm never gonna play it. I don't care how many times they re-release it on everything. They could release it on my brain, and I still want to play it.
They released it on they re-released it on Switch, and I hate it because to load it's such a massive game to put on the Switch that in order to move from area to area, you have to go through a loading screen.
You actually just reminded me when I was talking about that the open world Pokemon game they announced. That brings me back. Is like it's gonna be a Switch, but again, first off, I don't think there's enough that they can do to make an open world Pokemon game actually interesting. Because again, Breath of the Wild's one of the biggest complaints is that the world is pretty empty, and like unfortunately with the Switch, you're never going to have like a Grand Theft Auto 5 or 6 eventually when it comes out, or Red Dead Redemption 2 that can run on that thing. It's just it's not going to happen. And you know, with an M-rated game similar to like R-rated movies or whatever, you have way more you can do and freedom you can do because you can come up with these crazy stories like Red Dead. You know, people invite you in for dinner and then they poison you and you end up in like their sex dungeon or something.
Yeah.
You can do shit like that with Pokemon. Like, what are you gonna do in an open world? Like, you're gonna walk around.
Oh no! Team Rocket stole my Pikachu.
Yeah, exactly. Like, some girl's gonna be like, "Oh no, I lost my Squirtle. He's over there with the other Squirtles." Except
Which one is he?
I imagine you're gonna have to go somewhere to get something and bring it back.
Right.
And it'll be a 45-minute to 2-hour quest.
And then do they? Because. And I could be wrong about this because I don't play the Pokemon games, so I don't know if the more modern ones, like, do they still just do random encounters, or can you actually see Pokemon like walking around and avoid them? Because I would assume if it's random encounters still in an open world, are you going to leave it random encounters? Because then that kind of removes some of the fun of like you would see the Pokemon out in the wild just doing whatever.
Pokemon in the Pokemon Sword and Shield. It's random encounters, but in Pokemon Let's Go, like Pikachu and Eevee, they're all, you can see them all, and then you could choose to run into them and everything, and then it's random of their stats when they show up, and random if you can get a shiny Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't necessarily love MMOs because Like, I got shit to do. Just tell me what to do. Like, let's just have a story. Let's go through it. Don't let me guess what I need to do first. I don't want to get something that, like, cause sometimes you go through those and you do the side quests, and by the time you finish the fucking story, like, you're so overpowered that it, like, why'd you even, like, why is it even a challenge?
Yeah, but I think the MMOs try to offset that with like raids and instants and whatever for you actually
Make sure you're never ever overpowered.
Yeah. My biggest thing, like,
Other MMO RPG.
I'd like to get into an MMO, but the problem is like finding a like group of people who would consistently actually participate.
Jokey.
Just many times I started Final Fantasy 14 probably about 3 separate times with a group of people, and would make it about a month, and then they'd just vanish. And then like 3 months later, somebody else would be like, "Oh, I just got this. Let's play." And it's like, guess I'm starting a new character. And ESO was the same. I don't really like, for whatever reason, just ESO worked better for me than a normal Elder Scrolls game. I don't know why. But I started that game, I played it a bunch with somebody, and then they vanished. And then like 2 years later, when an expansion was coming out, like 3 people were like, "Hey, I'm gonna get this. Let's play." And I was like, "Okay, let's give it a shot." And that lasted maybe like 2 weeks.
World of Warcraft, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm all about cosmetics in the game. So
I played
like,
WoW so long ago, I can't. No thing.
That's why like Destiny hooked me so bad, is because I could like make my character look a specific way.
Right. Yeah, Destiny. I like Destiny, but Destiny, I don't feel it like as an MMO as much, because all of it could just be done single player outside of the raid. Like everything can be done single, and the PvP
strikes and
whatever. But that's just gonna. Those were usually pretty quick, and they just set you with random people, whatever. It's almost like playing, if I go onto Rocket League and I just search either a 3v3 or a 1v1, and it just sets me into whatever randomly. All of the story and the bits I actually cared about, I just did solo.
Yeah. And you could only do it with 3, which was so dumb. You could, like, most of the game was centered around 3, except for the raid, and then you had to find 6 people. So you would get, like, 6 people that would regularly raid, and, like, you can't play with them throughout most of the game. That's shitty.
Yep.
Made me sad. I was never picked.
Same. I raided once.
Oh, I went through a ton of raids.
I did it one time, and that was in Destiny 2, the first raid that came out.
The Cabal.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I completed that raid. I went through Vault of Glass, I don't know, second and third one. Whatever the fuck they were.
Vault of Glass?
Huh?
I think I was trying to think if I ever did the Vault of Glass.
Well, that was the first raid.
That was definitely one. I know I definitely didn't do it when the game first came out, because the group of people we had the randoms would always suck. Or like we could never figure out how to actually get it going, or whatever it was. But I know years later I went back and I'm pretty sure I did that one, because that's the one with the giant robot guy, isn't it?
Yes.
I think I did that one.
Vault of Glass, you could do 3-man, but it'd have to be good 3.
I don't really remember. I think
that was like one of the few raids that you didn't have to have a full raid group to actually do it. Just made it easier. That's what I preferred. Like once they started making mechanics to where like you absolutely had to have 6.
Yeah.
That's when it started sucking the big dicks.
Games like that though lose me. Once I'm done with everything, I'm done. I don't care to grind the same thing over and over again for like the slightly better weapon.
It wasn't the weapon, it was like the gear, it was the armor. I wanted different armors. I wanted to have a specific look. That just developers.
Yeah, that's just where you lose. That's where you lose me though. That's where I'm just like, and I'm checked out.
Well, I know that's why you're not better at Rocket League, because like you just.
Probably.
Well, no, because you've had it for so long. You know what I mean, and you've barely played more than I have. You've played less than I have.
Yeah. And that's why you suck, Krim.
Oh, he's still better than me.
No, I know. I've been the last. Like,
Oh, I
3 or
know I'm
4
better
times-
than you. Look at that.
The
Look
last
at
few
that.
times we played, I kept just going. Anytime somebody would be like, Olog's like, oh, you just gotta watch some videos, or that one kid we played with was like, oh, I could show you how to do these things, or oh, you should do this, and I was like, I don't care enough for that. Like, I play to have some fun, and I do like playing competitive just to be a little sweaty. But like, I know I'm no better than maybe a low platinum at best.
Whereas I played at least 45 minutes of training packs today.
Yeah, like I can't. That's too much for me. Just throw me in. I'll have some fun, and then if I start getting my ass kicked, I'll just leave.
Skyrim isn't a touchy subject. Anyone that's touchy about Skyrim can suck a dick.
Just kidding.
It's like so old. Just get over. Whatever. You either like it or you don't.
True.
The game wasn't meant for everyone. Everyone agrees that The Witcher is objectively better.
Witcher is really good.
Could not get into The Witcher.
I don't know. I barely played it.
Did you toss a coin to him?
Yeah.
No,
I watched the show. I like the show.
The weird thing is, like, my problems with The Witcher, like, other people just like accept as like this is the game, and it's like the in which and I hadn't ever played Witcher 1 or 2 or whatever like everybody else. I was really jumping into 3 because it was so hyped, and the story doesn't go anywhere for the longest time at the beginning. It's just so like slow, and that's just because you're supposed to kind of explore and do things and whatever. But I just hate the main character, Gerald. He's so, and it's because he's a Witcher, so he's supposed to be like emotionless and not care. But that's where it loses me, because he's just so plain and boring, and that's kind of like you don't have a voiceless protagonist because you're supposed to like fill the role and feel the certain ways or something. But I don't know. It just took me out of it. Although I enjoyed it, the combat and whatever. I just could not get into the story or care about any of the characters.
I get that.
I guess Mark Hamill though is signed up to possibly do a Mass Effect show on Netflix. He like leaked it on his Insta. He posted a picture, and then they like zoomed in and clarified the blurred words on his script, and there were words matching the Mass Effect game.
Huh.
And so people were
like I'm hearing apparently Henry Cavill's supposed to be attached for some sort of Mass Effect thing.
I mean, anytime Mark Hamill gets work, I'm happy. So.
Yeah.
Right. I love the story when he said how he got the role of Superman. They tried calling him, he didn't answer, and then he called back and told he goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I was playing WoW." He was playing World of Warcraft, and he told his guild, he goes, "Hey guys, I'm gonna be Superman." His whole guild was just like, "Okay, shut up, let's finish the raid." And he was like, "Okay," because he thought it was awesome that nobody knew who he was. So he was like, "Okay, go play some games, go do Superman stuff." It was awesome.
I'm gonna be Superman. Okay, I'm gonna be Batman. Let's go, man. Will you just fucking heal me already?
Oh my god, that'd be
weird. That'd be weird as hell. I couldn't imagine being in that situation. Like if Jokey were to tell me, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm a famous actor." I'm like, "You are?"
Right. What movie have you been in, bro?
Tom Holland the other day, the guy, kid who plays Peter Parker in all the recent Spider-Man, came out and said
we know who Tom Holland is.
Yes.
I'm just saying in case anybody doesn't. He came out the other day and he said he auditioned for the role of Finn in the newest Star Wars, but he admits that he fucked it up because while he was doing the reads for it, there'd be a lady who was there and supposed to be like the droids. So he'd make a comment and then she'd just go beep boop beep boop, and he couldn't stop laughing about it. So just in the middle of his like auditions, somebody'd just be like beep beep boop, and he'd be like, "Okay, I can't take that serious."
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad. That makes him a good Peter Parker.
Yes.
Peter Parker didn't take anything serious except for the death of Aunt May. He barely took the death of his uncle serious.
I'd say the death of Gwen Stacy might have been.
He didn't stop making jokes.
That's true.
True.
Stopped making jokes when Aunt May died. Then they reinvented everything and she's back. Then she died. And then she's back.
They're always back. It's comic books. They don't ever have to leave. Ever. They always
The beauty of comics.
Is it?
Yeah. Kind of.
Kind of.
I'm like more of a fan of like people dying and never coming back.
Be like, oh my gosh, did that happen? That happened.
I want there to be real consequences.
Like the MCU WandaVision, but I don't want to talk about that yet because all I guys have watched it.
You don't know that there's real consequences. You think there are.
True. Who knows? I mean, it's. Are you excited for Falcon Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
I'm more excited about
Actually,
Boba Fett, but whatever.
I'll look at Boba.
Yeah, but I mean, we're getting. So WandaVision ends next Friday, and then there's like a week or 2 weeks off, and then the Winter Soldier show starts, and then it's like another week or two off, then Loki starts. Yes. Or there's a month. There's a month. I was looking at the release. There's a month period where nothing's released, and then another show starts. I'm thinking that's when a movie's gonna come out. But
supposedly it's either gonna be was it Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow?
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking Black Widow, but I don't know.
Or the show What If?
Oh, it could be What If.
I'm down with What If.
I'm actually super excited for what's it called? The Eternals. I really want to see that.
Want to see Angelina Jolie doing whatever she's
doing. I loved her. I loved her in Beowulf.
Oh my god!
Said nobody ever.
Oh my god, Beowulf is. Oh god,
that's the movie I secretly love and everybody hates.
I don't even think I watched the movie. I just don't like the story itself.
Watch the movie; it'll change your life.
I wouldn't.
She's like
I wouldn't say that.
A naked monster half the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect in every way.
Well, CGI will do that.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, I'm pretty sure she's done topless movies before anyway, so you don't have to look too hard if you want to see anything.
Oh, I know that, but still. But her with the tail and a golden dragon, let's go.
Yeah.
Amazing. Alright, anyway, I'm off that now.
Beowulf, Jesus.
I mean, that would be a good example of movies everybody hates and Jokey loves.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, I love Knight's Tale.
Oh, nice. That's pretty good.
I like Knight's Tale.
Yeah, with
Heath Ledger and Paul Bettany. Yep.
Then I forget the other guy.
So does everybody else.
Yeah. Knight's Tale was a fun movie when it came out.
Oh yeah. It was so cool and different. Seeing a Nike symbol on a chain, the armor was great.
Spider-Man Maguire #1. You're wrong.
Yeah,
I don't even care about the rest of the list.
Maggie's favorite is Maguire, though. But I mean, there's live action. There's only been like 3 Spider-Men, but for sure Tom Holland is the best all-around Spider-Man there's been. Like, it's not even close.
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire was he was too old to play a high schooler in that first, not at any point did he feel like he could have been a high schooler in that movie.
Yeah, if they would have done like like Peter Parker as an adult, everything's established, let's go. But
Yeah.
they lost me at emo Peter Parker.
In the third movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I've never really been. I like the first Tobey Maguire one, just the original Spider-Man. I like that one quite a bit, and a lot of it's because of fuck, why can't I think of his name right now? Of Green Goblin.
James Franco? Oh, Willem Dafoe.
No, Willem Dafoe. Like I love him as Green Goblin in that movie. The rest of it, whatever. I don't really care.
I mean, Willem Dafoe wasn't bad.
I don't. Yeah, I just never really liked Spider-Man 2. And 3 was fucking awful. 3 is terrible.
Yeah, they're trying to put so many in one movie.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be, what, 4 movies?
Yeah, I think there was supposed to be a 4th one.
Yeah, because the 4th one was actually supposed to be about Venom. And this one was going to be about, the 3rd one was about Sandman itself. And the 4th one was going to lead into the whole Venom. So we'll see how it goes.
I don't know. I don't really think Spider-Man 2 is great. And I don't really understand why everybody else seems to think that. I think it's just because of...
is it because of Doc Ock?
Albert Molina or whatever his name is that plays Doc Ock. But I mean, I think he's fine, I guess. I don't know. I just didn't ever really think that movie was all that great. I think Willem Dafoe is the only thing that made me love the first Spider-Man movie, really. Everything he does in that movie is just great. Willem Dafoe's always great.
Yeah. Who's that guy that was in William H. Macy? Another guy I love. Just love to see his face. He was in Fargo.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
What was that bit in How I Met Your Mother? Willem Dafoe is a parrot and a bullfrog having a conversation. Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe. Yeah, sounds all right. Look, I'm glad that Sam Raimi never got to do a Mysterio. Could you imagine how bad a Mysterio would have been done in the early 2000s or mid 2000s? It would not have been great. Mysterio was fantastic in Far From Home or whatever because they could do really cool shit with his character.
Yeah, but they could do really cool shit. Yeah, remember they came out with the Matrix before, Spider-Man.
Right, but Mysterio, I mean, even the Matrix stuff, even back then, it was impressive, but it wasn't, like, super great.
I don't know, it would have been fine.
I don't think it would have worked very well.
I think that's not the problem. Problem was, like, the production of the movie overall. Just trying to be too much.
Yeah.
You always have to. They always tried to one up the previous movie to make it better. Like, we'll have a ton of enemies. We'll just have all the enemies.
Right. And that's why Sinister Six movie is never gonna be good.
No, I mean, I disagree. It can be good, but you have to have build up to it. You can't just introduce them.
Right.
Kind of like the whole Thanos build up.
Right. That was over a long period of time.
Yeah, it was like 10 years or something, roughly. 8 years, maybe.
And I'm totally down with that introduction of characters. That's sweet.
Yeah.
And they could have done well with the Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. It's just when they had Venom and Sandman and all that, and I don't know, it seemed to not make sense.
Right.
Venom should have had his own story.
Should have.
At worst,
Oh man, what was the guy's name who played Eddie Brock in that movie? Topher Grace or whatever?
yeah, Topher Grace.
A guy who looks exactly like your main character.
Yeah,
Like what the fuck? That was such a weird casting decision. I mean, obviously he was just like a hot commodity because that
70s show, yeah.
at the time, but or he had just left it or whatever it was whenever that came out. But still, what a weird casting decision.
Alright, guys. Well, I have to head out, so I will catch you guys later.
All right.
Later, guys.
Damn.
He's totally gonna mess up the stream.
I mean, we're only. Damn, we have not even been going that long.
He said he had to leave by 11.
Oh. Well, it is that time.
Yeah, he messed up the crop. I forgot he was leaving.
Well. There we go. Where's everybody else going to be at? Now we can talk shit about Jokey the whole time.
Right.
God, that Jokey guy, jeez.
I hear he likes peanut butter. And you know what that
really
means.
What does liking peanut butter mean?
He probably likes jelly.
Oh. Oh, nice. Yeah, I can see that.
You know what the difference between peanut butter and jelly is, right? Or I mean jelly and jam, sorry. I'm distracted. I'm trying to fix jelly and jam.
What is the difference?
I'm not gonna jelly my dick in your ass.
Ah, nice.
Once again, I'm still distracted, so the delivery wasn't exactly stellar.
Not bad.
What? What, Cram? What?
I was reading Aaron's comment about
Oh.
something and trying to decipher what those last two words are supposed to be. Or if that's a person. I just don't know that name.
Avi Arad? I don't know who Avi Arad is, but that is a person. It was a joke. Raimi used it as a slap in the face to Avi Arad.
Oh, maybe he was a creator of Venom or something, maybe?
I don't know. Sam Raimi's like a pretty stand-up guy, especially when it comes to like movies.
Right.
I can't talk bad about him. He's from Royal Oak. I mean, I can. But he's pretty good.
Pass.
Huh?
He just gets a free pass for being from around there.
No. Well, yeah, because like, how did someone do well coming from there? You know what I mean?
Right.
But his first movies were terrible. I mean, the only reason they succeeded was because of how bad they were.
Right. Sometimes that's all it takes. Some people have made a career out of that, actually, so. I am interested, though, that he's doing the next Doctor Strange movie. That's interesting.
Kevin Feige?
Yeah, Kevin Feige, who oversees everything at Marvel.
Yeah.
Are you
That's
saying
now
Sam?
Joe Quesada.
He's
Quesada
saying
now.
Avi Arad or Arad is the Kevin Feige of
Yeah.
Sony. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I've never heard of him, but
I mean, I could see Sam Raimi ruining an entire franchise out of spite. That makes sense to me. It just does. Whether or not that's a good thing, you know.
probably not a good thing. I mean, I don't know.
Isn't it though? Like,
To-
if you're gonna fuck with me, I'm just gonna fuck you over. I don't know.
mean, maybe might get you. Well, I don't know. I don't know. It'd probably be a bit risky, I suppose, but maybe not the end of the world.
No, it's not the end of the world, but if you don't need the money,
I mean, as far as like a career goes, I don't know how well your reputation's gonna look if like it's a known thing that you just like phoned it in or purposely tried to tank something.
I'm trying to think if someone else has done that, and like I totally liked it. I'm sure someone else has done. Well, Zack Snyder, but instead what he did was like quit.
What, for Justice League?
Yeah.
He quit because his daughter died or something. Like, he left for family reasons. He didn't leave because of like.
No, he was already having issues before then.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, they were already like upset with him before that happened.
I would be too, because their pick of him leading the charge of the DC movies wasn't exactly going over very well. Which makes sense of why, when he did leave, that they brought in Joss Whedon to try and make him more Marvel-y. And obviously that didn't work either. But I don't know. I mean, I'm glad he's getting his thing, and we'll see if it's going to be anything. I don't know. At 4 hours, I think it's a little pushing it for a singular. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if there's really any saving that movie. We'll find out.
Who's the guy that directed Fight Club?
David Lynch.
He's probably one of my favorite directors.
Yeah, he's good. And he's done, yeah, man. He did Seven too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Seven's a great movie.
Kevin Smith. No, I'm sorry, not Kevin Smith. Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau.
That guy came out of nowhere as far as like being a great director.
There's on Netflix, they've got a series called the Movies That Made Us.
Mm-hmm.
And they did Christmas ones, and there's only 2 for the Christmas. It's Nightmare Before Christmas and Elf. And obviously Elf was the first thing Favreau got to direct, and they wanted somebody else to direct. I don't remember who, but they couldn't get him. But then somebody, I think somehow Jon Favreau got the script or whatever, and was like, "Look, here's what I would want to do with it, whatever." And they're like, "Damn, okay, yeah, we'll go with that. We'll do you. You're an actor. Everybody knows you for acting, but nobody knows you about directing. So, but we'll give you the shot because what you're wanting to do sounds great."
Well, think about how hard he had to sell. What do you call Iron Man?
Right.
Like, that seems like an impossible sale to me. What have you done so far? Oh, I did Maid and Elf. Yeah, but like, have you ever directed anything else?
Right.
No, man. But I got this shit. I'm gonna make this like a real thing. And then he fucking did.
Yeah, and he's basically just been crushing it since. So.
Right. It's hard to believe that he was the guy in Friends, the rich guy in Friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know, man. There's been, there's been a number of actors who've done a good job of going from actor into directing. I mean, Ben Affleck has only like 3 movies under his belt, and one of them's not very good, but Gone Baby Gone and The Town are both pretty phenomenal movies. And pretty surprising. Although, I mean, he did win an Oscar for help co-writing a movie, Good Will Hunting.
Right. I wonder how much he actually wrote. Like, I would love to sit down and like parse that out. You know what I mean? Like, what part did you write? Did you write
that's
it's
all
not your fault?
Right, right.
Because if
No,
you're a
that
douche.
I'm pretty sure that was ad-libbed. I think that was completely ad-libbed by Robin Williams. Just like his like the farting story was completely ad-libbed.
Oh, well, I mean, you know, he can ad-lib whatever he wants.
Right.
I just dropped the bottle. Twin Peaks? I didn't see that. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I've never watched it either. Maggie's been watching it, but I don't know.
How has Aaron seen more movies than I have? I haven't seen Elephant Man. Apparently David Lynch isn't my favorite director.
Let me. Oh. I always did want to see. While Ben Affleck was still Batman, I was hoping that he was going to take the reins on his own Batman movie.
Oh, that'd have been cool.
Apparently, originally he was supposed to. He was involved with the script and was going to direct it, and then just couldn't. I mean, everything just kind of went to shit from that point.
Well, I imagine it was pretty fucking hard.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You should just know, in general, if you're getting involved in such a big property like that, the studios that own it are most likely going to want to have like a lot of say to protect their creative properties, to like avoid you doing something that, you know, doesn't jive with the character of Batman or anything really.
Really? Because they let him do rubber nipples.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. But I don't know. I don't know. That one is very weird.
It's in Netflix and Hulu. How could you not? I just haven't. I don't have like an excuse.
For what, Twin Peaks? I mean, it's like a 20-year-old show. That's why I've not watched it.
Well, and Elephant Man.
Well, I mean, that's I don't know. That's a little bit different.
I don't watch a lot of sad movies.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know. I guess it really depends on how many. I don't know if you're interested in watching older black and white movies, or just black and white.
I mean, I'm not disinterested. Like, black and white doesn't mean it's good or bad.
Right. Right, but I don't know. There's just some people can't get past their stylistic choices. Can't be like, it's black and white. I don't want to watch that.
I would watch The Artist just because I haven't. Doesn't mean I wouldn't.
Do you like silent films?
I mean, I watch Charlie Chaplin movies.
Yeah, you could probably watch The Artist then. I just remember watching The Artist, and I told people, I was like, it is a good movie, and I really, really, really like the dance number at the end. I think it's very well done. But the fact that it's like I don't remember how long it is, but completely silent black and white movie, last like minute of the movie, it's gonna be pretty off-putting for a lot of general audience.
All right, Baz Luhrmann. Baz Luhrmann is my favorite.
No way.
Yeah. I love Moulin Rouge.
So solely based off of that movie, he's your favorite?
No, I also like Romeo and Juliet. And I liked was it The Big Fish? No, wait, that wasn't him. Was it?
That was Tim Burton, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I like The Big Fish though. That was a good movie. All right, what were all the Baz Luhrmann films?
Without looking him up, I don't know. I'm pretty sure he did The Great Gatsby, though.
Yeah.
That was horrible. But Great Gatsby in and of itself, I think, is a pretty terrible story.
Well, I didn't see The Great Gatsby because I didn't read the book.
Well, let me save you some time. It's a story about literally nothing.
Okay.
Nothing happens in that story until like the last chapter, maybe. And it's the same for the entire movie. The weirdest thing about the movie, and what I think the movie's well acted, it's well shot, it looks great, whatever. The strangest fucking thing that I will never understand, and that other people really liked about the movie, is the soundtrack they went with. It's a movie that takes place in the Roaring 20s, and yet the music is all rap music and hip hop, and it does not make sense when you've got people doing like the Charleston and like flappers dancing, and it's like Jay-Z. I did not understand that choice, and it completely sucks me out of the movie. Not that I would have enjoyed it anyway, because again, I just think The Great Gatsby is a story about nothing, and it just pretty much sucks.
Well, I mean, it is the same thing with Moulin Rouge.
Is Moulin Rouge based on a book?
I don't know that it is based on a book, but it's based on a like real place with real people, and they had like Beatles songs and Nirvana and Madonna. You know what I mean?
So it doesn't seem to have been based on anything. I don't know. I don't know. Just for my money, it just the soundtrack with The Great Gatsby just did not.
What the hell? Vortex over? And how long was that, Aaron? Jesus, were you writing a brief synopsis of the world?
History of the World, Part 1.
Right. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't have anything to do with that being deleted. And my God, you were writing too much.
Physical settings of Paris, France. Because he says his favorite director is Baz Luhrmann, and I'm trying to understand how that's anybody's favorite. I don't know.
I like that he's stylistic. I like that he has a style.
He's only directed. He's got a movie that's coming out, but he's only directed 5 movies. He's actually doing his 6th one. And his 6th one is Elvis. So he's done whatever
Quality
the fuck
over quantity.
Strictly Ballroom is in 1992. I've never even heard of that. Then he did the Romeo plus Juliet, Moulin Rouge, Australia.
Australia was a great film.
And then The Great Gatsby.
Australia was the Australian far and away.
Yeah, Maggie really likes Moulin Rouge. I've only
Never seen it.
I've only ever seen bits of it. But it came out at a time I wasn't really watching movies, so I could not have possibly cared about a quote-unquote jukebox musical romantic drama that starred
Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, Nicole Kidman, Ewan McGregor, whatever. Although John Leguizamo's in it, and I always like John Leguizamo. I think he always takes really terrible roles, though.
I think that's the best part of him. Oh, it was a synopsis of Twin Peaks.
Oh, I don't need a synopsis of Twin Peaks. I know in generally what it's about.
And generally, it's about 2 peaks. I assume that they're identical.
Yeah, haven't you ever been to the restaurant Twin Peaks? It's basically Hooters, except they dress up like lumberjacks instead. And that is a thing.
I haven't, but now I want to.
that is the thing. I want to say I went with a friend for like his birthday or something one time, and I never even noticed this restaurant existed on the side of the highway. I had never even heard of it, and we went in and I was like, oh, so it's Hooters, except they wear like they've got a tied off like flannel shirt on their top, and they wear Daisy Dukes. That's about it.
Something only David Lynch can pull off.
We also had we have a place out here. I don't think that they do it anymore, or they're not legally allowed to anymore. But there's a chain that's called Redneck Heaven, and it's basically just a bar. But they used to have this thing. I never went to it, but I just always remember seeing it advertised, where basically when you would go in, it would be like a lingerie night where almost all the women were only wearing pasties, and that was about it. So all the servers would practically be naked giving you drinks. They also have a great story Maggie doesn't like me telling, where the only time I had ever went there was after wasn't necessarily for work, but it was after a work outing with a coworker and these like business partners, and we went there and we already had way too many drinks before we got there, but I ended up taking what's called a minnow shot, which is whatever flavor of alcohol you want in a shot glass, and then they drop a live minnow in it. And then you take a drink. So I swallowed a minnow in whatever it was. I think she ordered like a Vegas bomb or whatever the fuck that drink's called.
I would definitely not gone for the minnow.
You don't even notice if you're just taking the shot. You just, literally they take it out and they drop it in, and the point is you just drink right away. You don't even feel it or anything. It just goes down.
I don't care.
Yeah, that's what Maggie said. But again, by the time I had got to that place, I definitely shouldn't have even drove there. But I didn't.
Well, I've been there. We did what was it, Drunken Destiny, and every time you died during the raid, you had to take a shot.
Oh man, I think the worst it's ever got for me was one time on a birthday, and Scuba Steve can back this one up. My birthday was on like a Thursday or something. I don't know. It's the middle of the week. I definitely had work the next day, but I did not go into work the next day. And it was whenever Call of Duty Black Ops 3 was out, and that was still the game. I sat there on my floor playing that game with some friends and just was drinking like average cups that were filled probably like 60% vodka and a little bit of like a mixer. And I was so gone. I was like, I felt just when you're so drunk or you've just had so much to drink, I just felt, I don't know, like I could barely move, and I just felt like my body was moving at like 100 miles an hour or something. But I was also trying to play this game, and I swore I was doing good. And then I like went back the next day and watched like the saved gameplay, and I was just like shooting at the wall, and I was dying repeatedly and not doing anything. I felt like I was moving 100 miles an hour, but I was moving like a turtle. And then I just started throwing up all over the place. It was crazy. And then once I definitely drove home from a friend's house, but the drive was maybe about 20 minutes. It was like 3 a.m. and I probably never should have left their house to begin with. I was also texting and driving at the same time and swerving all over the highway. But nobody was there, so it worked out. That is not, I'm not advocating that anybody does that.
Why would you be advocating that anyone does that?
Drink responsibly.
I don't tell most of my stories because like nobody should have done them. You know what I mean? Like I'm pretty sure some of them could get me in trouble legally.
I don't know. Could it work that way? I don't think you can.
I mean, there's a statute of limitations, but
I mean, unless you did something like super illegal. I don't know if
define super.
Like one time I robbed this bank and I got away with it. I don't think you going, yeah, I drove while I was drunk. Nobody's gonna like kick down your door and be like, hey, we got you.
I mean, lucky enough to be in our generation. He wasn't in your generation.
Yeah, Aaron, you're a Gen Zer or something. I don't think David Lynch is definitely whatever is before millennials. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, he wasn't even in my generation.
Oh, he's
My
75.
generation
I think that
got to
he-
enjoy most of this stuff.
He was. Is the 40s the baby boomers after World War II?
That'd be 50s.
Well, he's 46. He was born in 46, so whatever generation that makes him.
But he wasn't directing until the 80s, right?
Right, yeah. I mean, David Lynch's first movie is probably...
He is no
77.
Alfred Hitchcock.
Eraserhead in 77.
He's no, what's his name? Full Metal Jacket. What's his name?
Stanley Kubrick?
Yeah, Stanley Kubrick was a genius.
So he would be... David Lynch would be a baby boomer. Baby boomers is 46 to 64. So he's literally at the very start of that.
Gotcha.
Or he would have been... I mean, you could maybe make an argument that he's part of the silent generation, which is before 1945. But I don't know. And then it's Gen X, and then Millennials, and then the Gen Zs, or whatever the hell the people call it. Although this also doesn't seem right. This doesn't sound about right. But I guess it could be. I don't know where Gen Z necessarily starts, but this site says 1996. I thought it would have been like anybody 2000 and after or so.
Gen Z?
But yeah, but 77 seems too early for millennials or Gen Y. That doesn't sound right.
It's not right. Technically, there's micro generations also.
Huh. So this website says millennials is 80 to 94, which I guess sounds closer to correct. I always knew it was 80 something.
It's really not correct either, but
then it says there's a Gen Alpha from 2013 onward. So I don't... Hell if I know.
no, because one of them's a genius and the other one's pretty damn good.
You want to pit Lynch and Kubrick in the same... Wait, what do you mean you want to put them in the same category? What category are you trying to put them into?
Well, they're both directors. But I said Kubrick's like a once in a lifetime type of mind.
Definitely.
Whereas David Lynch is just pretty good.
Okay. This one says 81 to 96 is millennials. Zoomers is 97 to 2012. And then Generation Alpha is early 2010s to mid 2020s. And then Gen X is 65 to 80. I don't know.
I still don't agree with that, but okay. Like, I'm not a millennial, but I'm not a Gen Xer.
When were you born? Like 84 or something?
81.
81? I don't know. Yeah, you're probably more in a gray area than anything.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a gray area in between generations where
Mid-80s.
because it's based off of like culture change,
Right.
and like there's a group that experienced both like Gen X and millennial lifestyle. I don't have to,
Yeah,
I
but
can-
which well, is it a cultural change or I mean,
Because-
I guess the shift would be necessarily where the like starting point would be argued about. Like, people after this grew up with like PCs in their homes would be a generational shift kind of thing or whatever.
right,
but-
whatever shifted the zeitgeist, you know what I mean? So it'd be internet would be people that grew up with internet in their homes as a normal thing, which would be, you know what I mean? or computers, I guess, even. Have you watched Stanley Kubrick's films? Space Odyssey 2001 is enough to warrant him genius. Ignoring Clockwork Orange, Full Metal Jacket, we'll ignore some of his others.
The Shining.
Well, I was more Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah.
We'll ignore that one. Shining was pretty good, but that's, you know,
AI, but you could argue that was ruined for other things.
it was length mostly.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't think, I mean, I like David Lynch, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think Olog's right on this one. I don't think he doesn't even hold a candle to Kubrick, to be honest. Out of all of his actual feature films that he's directed, I mean, I don't know.
People like Kubrick can't exist in this world. Like they just like they cannot exist in this like current world. So no.
Oh yeah, no. Kubrick would not fly with how demanding he was with any. Yeah, he would not get by. Very famous that in The Shining it was like 180 takes for one shot that drove what's her face absolutely bonkers doing that role.
And it's just like that kind of difference. Like I don't even think Hitchcock would survive in this world.
Right.
Like that type of genius, like we don't allow for. It is not enough to be good at something. You have to be a good person now. And like the difference is like someone who comes follows versus a pioneer.
Right. I mean, and no, yeah. I mean, you're completely right. Everybody knows 2001: A Space Odyssey or Clockwork Orange or whatever, but yeah, you can go back even before that. I mean, fucking Spartacus and Doctor Strangelove. I mean,
Oh my God, Doctor Strangelove!
Like, they're just
like, it's such a far cry from like everything else he had done, or he did do. Yeah, no, Kubrick was just a goddamn genius. And like there will be never another one because we won't be able to accept them. It's just like you can't recreate The Office. Like you can do things similar to what The Office did, but like it's really like it would be unacceptable by today's standards, and it's not even that long ago. You could recreate South Park.
I don't know. Could you? I don't think you could get. I don't know. I don't know that early South Park would be picked up today.
No, because Rick and Morty was picked
South
up.
Park probably, but
if Rick and Morty got picked up, South Park would be.
I don't know. Well. Okay, yeah, you might be right.
There are certain things about animated shows that they can get away with. And that's why like some stuff they go animated so that they can get away with more.
David Lynch did not create his own genre of movies.
What genre would that be?
Because I mean, even Twin Peaks is like the things that borrows heavily from is like shows like The Twilight Zone that have been around for decades. I mean, it's not quite The Twilight Zone, but it's a like a psychological thriller with weird shit happening in it.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure which genre that would be. Lynchian? Look it up.
That's
That'd be like me just saying Kubrickian. There's just no way. There's no genre. Like, you can't find that in a movie section of FYE.
the construction of a surreal universe that is laced with an atmospheric terror. It's basically, it quite literally just means, ooh, that's reminiscent of a David Lynch thing. Which, again, you could also say, yeah, there's Kubrickian type movies. Like, that's not universal too. That's not a thing that only Lynch is, like people say about Lynch.
Hitchcockian.
Yeah,
it's called movies. Look it up. Thanks, Ghostly. Coming in with the big save and the like. I appreciate that.
Not about not listening. The Twin Peaks doesn't interest me. I've said this multiple times. Most TV doesn't interest me. The long format with shows and whatever, it's not my thing.
Well,
It's more of a time investment than just, maybe a 2-hour movie or 2.5-hour movie. Then you're sitting there watching 10 hours of a TV show because there's 60. I don't even know how many seasons or how many episodes of Twin Peaks there is, but I know there is a movie at some point. But if your average show's season's 24 episodes and it's a 30-minute show, that's quite the commitment.
Weird man. You could say that, except for he did so many genres.
A weird madman with no direction. Who would say that? Three seasons.
If he hadn't made so many different types of movies, I would agree with you.
Rousseauians. I mean, those definitely fall under comic book movies, but that's just a general term of they are comic book movies. They're superheroes and whatever. I don't know. You can be as specific as you want to be when it comes to genres or descriptive for movies, music, whatever. Or you can always just go with the general terms that are accepted for most things. But Lynchian is not. It's not a thing. But I don't know. I don't know how often somebody goes and watches a neo-noir thriller movie and then goes, wow, that's really Lynchian.
No, I've never heard of that. Never in my life. I've never heard of anyone having their own genre.
I don't know. And I think that only really works as a descriptive if the person you're speaking to or sharing that with is even remotely aware of David Lynch films or shows. Because if you just said, oh yeah, it's a Lynchian movie, somebody would be like, what the fuck is that? Like, what does that mean? Yeah, Ghostly, you can say that about everything. I mean, Scorsesean isn't going to mean anything because all of his movies are just gangster movies, basically, except for, like, Hugo.
What about Ferrari versus Ford? Ford versus Ferrari. Didn't he do that?
I don't think so.
Who did that? Maybe he did that in the TV show Entourage.
Ford vs. Ferrari, I think, was James Mangold or something like that. Yeah, James Mangold. I'm surprised I actually remembered that. Or having to look it up. Ford vs. Ferrari was a pretty damn good movie.
It was a pretty good movie.
Yep. Playing field, everyone must have their chance. Yeah.
Bayans. Yeah, big
Bayans.
explosion, no substance, and catchphrases.
Hey, but you know what? You know what they say about Bayans?
They make money.
Winners go home and fuck the prom queen. So, that's all that matters. They do also make money. There's they did Epic Rap Battles of History. Always had a one of their better ones was it was directors. It was like Alfred Hitchcock versus someone, Quentin Tarantino or something, and then it involves other people, like Kubrick shows up and Steven Spielberg shows up, and then Michael Bay shows up at the end and he's like, I print motherfucking money.
Yeah.
Like, who gives a shit about things? I make $1 billion movies all the time. You know what the best part about the Bad Boys for Life movie was? That it wasn't done by Michael Bay.
Is that the best part?
I mean, it was actually surprisingly good, but yeah, I think probably not being made by Michael Bay probably helped it not be what Bad Boys 2 is. Which is like an overstuffed, absolutely ridiculous, jumping the shark nonstop movie. I showed Maggie those movies before going to see Bad Boys for Life. She had never seen them before. And the first movie is fine. But man, that second movie is just... I don't know. That second movie is just something else. There's all sorts of crazy shit going on in that movie. They invade an entire other country. So weird. Yeah, there you go, Ghostly.
That's the order. That's it, right there.
That's the order. Yep.
Anything else is a lie.
Lynch is the best not popular director. I don't even know if I could say that, to be fair. Dude, man, the problem is, like, even it's all just opinion based, really.
Well, of course it is.
The only real facts you can pull up to make any sort of argument for a director being better than another is you could look at let's just take Rotten Tomatoes, and you could look at somebody's film history and see what its aggregate scores are. And this one scored more. This guy's has more favorable reviewed movies than this person, or and then you'd have to compare, like, because David Lynch only has like 7 movies compared to Alfred Hitchcock or Kubrick, who did like 20 movies or whatever, and then you'd have to weigh them that way. Or you could look at box office numbers. There's so much, like, factually you could look into, but that doesn't really mean anything, because in the end it's going to come down to, like, maybe you personally enjoy the movies more than you enjoy the movies from the other person. Because I could sit here and say, one of my current favorite directors is Noah Baumbach, which I just say that name. Most of you probably are like, I don't even know who the fuck that is. But he's done fantastic movies, and I like all of his movies. But I also wouldn't ever throw him up against like Hitchcock or Kubrick or whatever, people who actually changed the industry and like changed how films were viewed or made and all of that stuff.
Right. Well, and that's kind of my thing. Like, Kubrick did things that were never thought of.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, he could not exist today. So to say that David Lynch is the same, like, a lot of these guys are gonna, these creative types that are almost insane, are gonna not exist. You can only push the envelope so far. And that's fine. I mean, that's just now versus then. It's not to say that all that's better, like, is getting geniuses like that worth the abuse.
Right.
Like Van Gogh cut off his ear. Like, do we need that? Like, were his paintings that good?
Yeah, I don't you know what? I was gonna say I don't know if artists do any sort of self-mutilation again, but then I remember that Shia LaBeouf like literally sliced his face open for a role in a movie, and also supposedly sent a sex tape of himself and his girlfriend to a director to be in a movie. Downstairs neighbors probably didn't like that. I just like slammed on the floor. Oh well.
Wait, what movie did he send a sex tape in for?
He's in the movie Nymphomaniac.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
And yeah, supposedly he sent instead of like a traditional audition, or maybe as part of an audition, he sent a sex tape to show that I guess he was willing to do.
I mean, if he's got the goods.
I guess. I don't know. That's a little too method. I don't even think Daniel Day-Lewis ever did. I don't know if he would have ever gone that far.
Well, Heath Ledger killed himself. I mean, he got so into the method that he started having actual mental problems.
What do we think of the Collector horror movie? I like the first one. I like the second one, but the second one is not as good. But I also, I don't know. They're fine. I don't think there'll ever be another one. I mean, in those movies, there's real sex, but it's not like the actual actors having the sex. It's still like body doubles, or I guess genital doubles, or whatever you'd call them.
Yeah, we all know Shia LaBeouf isn't like stacked.
Yeah. Although for a long time it was believed that the main actress in it and all the sex scenes was actually having the sex, but no, it was some, I don't know, I guess maybe an actual porn star or something who doubled for her.
I think there's a reason for that. Like, as far as the Actors Guild?
Possibly.
I don't know what that would be, but I'm sure there is one.
Well, I mean, there's definitely, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how any of those guilds or anything work, obviously, but
Well, it's like the movie Caligula had real sex in it, and all the actors that were in it didn't even know about it. Like, they were basically filming 2 films. I was like, oh yeah, by the way, there's totally sex in this. Which is a brilliant way to do it, you know?
Yeah. I always liked Margot Robbie after her big break in The Wolf of Wall Street. Did some sort of, because she's got like pretty much a full frontal nude scene not too far into that actual movie. And she brought her parents to the premiere. How awkward is that? to just like, how, I don't know. at some point you're like, all right, the timestamp is like 45 minutes into this movie. That's when I'm going to be like, hey, you guys want to go to like the concession stand?
Blah.
Oh,
hello.
what's up? You messed up the screen.
I
you
just
doing,
got a
Ghostly?
Serbian flashbacks. Thanks, Ghostly. Aaron, aren't you? How didn't Aaron say he was only like 14 or something? Why the hell is this kid watching? Why is he watching like the Serbian film? What the fuck?
I don't know.
Bonus question.
So I said he's watched more
Let's
films than
not-
I have.
Yeah.
He must have more free time than me.
Let's not ask him such questions. I don't want. You shouldn't You shouldn't ask any questions that involve, underage things.
I
But
wasn't.
also, I mean,
Yeah.
something that you have to take into consideration though is the Serbian film is not an American film; it's like a Swedish film, so they probably have different, regulations and whatever. Similar to any other country, they're gonna have their own rules and regulations that they do for whatever. Like
Yeah.
Japan's never gonna release a movie where there's actual sex in the movie.
Sex is clearly open in Sweden.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Who knows? It was a thing at my school to watch the Serbian film.
There's something wrong with your school then. There is something
back
wrong
when
with
I
your
was
school.
in high school, all we had was the cinnamon challenge, where you just ate a spoonful of cinnamon. And one kid did it, and he was allergic to cinnamon, so he had to go to like the hospital to get a get a shot or something to fix his allergies.
All we had was you had sex with girls.
Yeah, I missed out on that one.
Like, we had bullies and drugs, and we did normal drugs. And
Yeah, you were
Is
dazed.
that you explaining yourself?
Got it.
what's that?
Is that what you're doing?
No.
Currently, yes.
Okay.
Wait, I got a good question for you.
You meaning me or?
No, for Olag. I mean, you could answer too. I don't know if you
Okay.
smoked at all or anything. Because we were watching this movie earlier, and one of the main characters is, I don't know, he's maybe like 10 or something. Like he's a real young kid, and he goes over to like stay the night at a friend's house, and the boys are like, they get into the dad's, like, he's got some tobacco dip. So the boys like put it in their gums or whatever. And Maggie's like, oh yeah, that'll get you real high your first time. And I was like, wait, what? Tobacco? So she was trying to
Yeah.
explain to me that the first time, because her argument against me was, oh yeah, what was your first time smoking? Knowing that I don't, but she did for however long. So I was just curious, is there like a first time tobacco high of some sort, I guess?
She could probably get high if she smoked it right now. Or chewed it. Because it's been so long, but nicotine gets you high.
Interesting.
I mean,
That's
usually
question.
like chewing tobacco, people feel sick before they like feel like, it's not like euphoria,
Right.
and usually it's pretty intense. You know what I mean? And people like actually get sick instead of high and then throw up. But yeah, chewing tobacco can mess you up.
Interesting. Well, I guess she was right then. Hopefully she's asleep and didn't hear me say that she was right.
Bet you're gonna wake up now.
She might. She might.
Her ears are burning. No, we didn't film anything when I was in high school. That's the difference. Like, cell phones were
Yeah,
very different when I was a kid.
Also, the Serbian film came out in like 2011. Like, none of us were in school then. We were all definitely out of school at that point.
People should know that you guys are old, not young.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't out of school for a long time at that point, but I was out of school.
You're an old soul. Ghostly, stop talking like you're not.
Yeah, but at least I have the young look, so I can pass as a school guy. That much
Yeah,
I
there
can
you
be
go.
sure of.
That part got me. Porn.
Porn?
Okay, yeah. What about porn? What?
Dude, you do not want to be on the website nowadays, man. If that's the case.
Ghostly, you missed it earlier. We were talking about something completely different, and I googled. And luckily, it's not anything you could have seen, but I googled community blowjob extras or something, and then I foolishly clicked on the videos, and there was a lot of porn that showed up.
No shit.
I probably shouldn't have put the word blowjob in what I was searching for. Whoops.
I did.
I mean, so did I, but like it was a Reddit post first, and I just wanted the video, so I clicked videos. And I was
Dude,
like,
Reddit has more porn now than anywhere else. Reddit has more porn than Twitter.
did Twitter have a lot of porn? I mean, I guess people advertising porn or something, sharing pictures. I don't know.
You would be surprised.
I have no idea. Hey, thanks for the thumbs up. I don't know who did it.
I mean,
I appreciate it.
it's not going to show up anywhere that I would be at. Like, I'm not going to go on Twitter and just type in like
Even
porn.
Twitter has it. Facebook has it. Reddit has it.
How?
Uh,
Sure, that's probably against Facebook's like user terms to
oh,
porn.
yeah, but they made it so that it does not really show openly. But I mean, I think it gets taken down. It gets taken down for after a while, but it still appears once in a while.
Yeah, bots and stuff find their way everywhere. I even get messages
Yeah.
on PlayStation all the time that are like friend requests, and I click on them, and it's like, "Come check out my website." I'm like, no thanks.
It's freaking bots, man. But yeah, there's actually a lot of what everywhere. Like I think now I guess there was one place that they took out porn from, but I forgot where it was. There was
Really?
a single site that decided. Yeah, there was a single site that was actually like
I mean,
porn
they
filled, but now it took out porn. They literally like when
They
there
took
will
a
be
lot
no
of
more porn
off
on this site.
off of Pornhub.
Maybe it was Tumblr.
Off of Pornhub. Yeah,
Yeah,
now
'cause
that's just silent films. It's fucking weird.
Oh no, only verified users.
All
can
DMC
upload
it. All DMC it.
So you can't you can't just go on Pornhub and make a random account and upload things anymore. So it doesn't work quite like YouTube at this point.
There's probably a good reason for that.
Is Tumblr even a thing? Yeah, no. I mean, it probably did cut down on like stolen, OnlyFans content or I don't know, revenge porn or like celebrity leaks or whatever. But I don't know. It's not like that's. I'm sure that's probably still the like #1 porn site, but it's not going to stop anybody from going to the countless other ones that exist, or even just Googling what you want and clicking on images. So I don't know.
Images, what?
Yeah, turn your safe search off. You'll be fine.
You still going through images? Seriously?
No, I'm just saying.
You're
if
at the
you
video
want-
era, man.
No. Well, or videos. Whatever. It doesn't.
Yes, you're at the video era, man.
Whatever you're. Yeah, but sometimes the still image is better.
What?
Anyway.
Even images, there's GIFs now.
Anyway.
People go for that over the other one. Alright, let's deviate from porn because that sounds to be like kind of dangerous to go for now. We're not getting a like because he's talking about porn.
I'm what? Watching porn?
You
No, I'm
got
not.
you
Go
actually no, I'm saying you got a like because you were talking about porn.
Eh.
That
C'est la
sounds
vie.
so sad. That's so fucked up.
Say love you. Yeah. Part of life.
They're not gonna give me a strike. No, not enough people watch me.
I don't know that you'd get a strike just for talking about it anyway.
Yeah, you're not showing it. You're just talking about it.
Yeah.
You
It's
guys
a
watching my stream?
discussion.
But I'm definitely not showing it.
Yeah. Right.
We have to keep track of whether you do show it or not.
Tell Maggie to put her shirt back on in the background. We can see her. He looked.
Hey, put your shirt back on. I just want to. I know that she's not there. I would have heard the door open behind me.
Well, that's good. That's how you know she wouldn't have her shirt off in the back of your stream. That's how you would have heard her.
She would. She doesn't ever come out of the room like that. There was only ever one time that would have potentially been a thing, and I was like, don't come out. I don't even know what a devotional is for church. I kind of assumed that, but I don't even know what that is. Daily devotions.
Yeah, it's like stories to
He
God.
says how devoted he is. He
A
says how devoted he is to God.
specific
I
spiritual
assume.
reading for each calendar day, but I assume you're just writing one.
Thank you, God.
There you go. What exactly is a devotional? Christian devotional literature.
Dear Jeebus, today I
Writing
thought about
neither-
touching my penis.
I did not.
The end.
It's so
Oh,
Yes, don't send me
okay.
to hell.
Wait, that's weird. Religious writings that are neither doctrinal nor theological, but designed for individuals to read for their personal edification and spiritual formation.
For the Bible.
No, I'm going at the first personal. Fuck that
I
shit.
just don't. I mean, wouldn't that in and of itself be both of the things it's quote unquote not supposed to be? Because you're kind of
It'd be like a
preaching to
sermon,
yourself?
Crim.
yeah. So you're preaching to yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, you can preach to others. Preach
Or
yourself.
to the choir.
Ha 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 ha. It's a tiny sermon. That's weird. That's so weird. What? I'm just gonna ask. What?
Yeah, my OnlyFans is for Christians.
what denomination of Christianity are you? Because I assume you're Christian, but I don't know.
He's not
Southern
Catholic.
Baptist, Protestant, whatever. I don't know.
Protestant is like everything that's not Catholic.
I'm just curious because I don't know if I've ever known anybody who's done that. I know quite a few people who are different.
I did when I went
Wait,
to a
what?
Christian school. I had to keep a prayer journal too.
What was it like? Was it like a Catholic school or was it a non-denominational?
Well, it was a Christian school, so it was non-denominational up to and including Catholics. And we had, Jewish people there, but it was mostly.
Wow.
Seems like they were
We
at the
got
wrong
Jewish people,
place.
maybe.
Well, I mean, there's not like a ton of Jewish schools.
Hebrew schools out there?
Yeah, Hebrew. Yeah, it's not like we are. I almost said Mecca, which is like feels like an inappropriate term at this time.
Jerusalem.
Yeah, we're not like a Mecca
Use
for
Jerusalem.
Jew schools.
Mecca.
Like what? Like everything I say about that statement is wrong. I'm gonna be on a
And
podium
speaking
next
of-
week. Sorry for my comments about Mecca Jew schools.
Totally wrong ass place.
Like, so you want to send people to a private school, and some schools are harder to get into, and most private schools are.
Pretend
religious-
you believe in God and you can go.
No, it's not even about like it had nothing to do with. I mean, like they would witness to you in these schools. You know what I mean? They would have called altar calls and try to get you to. You know what I mean? So they didn't care as long as you paid. And some of them didn't even care about that because they were all about the sports. You
I
know?
have no clue what you mean, to be honest.
What do you mean?
I don't know what you mean.
There is in Singapore. Do you have what's
Religious
the
schools? Yeah.
number one religion there?
I'm assuming Buddhist. I think it's Buddhist, if I'm not wrong. It should be Buddhism.
We had where I grew up and went to high school. Like the last maybe 6 years of my school life. Not too far down the road, we had a Buddhist temple, and there was always Buddhist priests and stuff there. And they were pretty cool dudes, and they always had like little festivals every year where a lot of them actually skateboarded. It was interesting to watch them in their like robes and whatever, like kick flips and stuff. and then selling all these like really crazy candies and food.
I don't think that's what happens here, but I could be wrong. I've never really been into a Buddhist temple, so
I mean,
but I